Hi guys. My consistency with the videos, terrible. Another month has gone by. However, I hope everybody had a great October. Hope kids went trick-or-treating or whatever they did. Um, and now we are in November. Today I wore shorts and a t-shirt to the bay. Crazy. I feel like all the seasons have shifted. Call it global warming, call it whatever. I don't know. Let's not get into all that. So anyway, today we're going to talk about the horsemen of addiction, or at least my addiction. That's what I'm going to call it. So, the question that was brought up to me last week was, what's it look like when you take your will back? I'm like, I have no idea. So I thought about it. And, for me, the number one thing that makes me take my will back, and the number one thing I do is when my fear gets activated, right? My disease loves that, right? I start to make decisions not based on rational thoughts, not based on talking to my people that care about me, but based on emotions, mainly fear, or, like, oh, I want it now, the addict stuff. That's when things go haywire. So, and my addiction loves to ride on the back of my fear and go, yes, yes, make decisions based on that, yes. And that's when things get wonky. So, that is definitely one of the horsemen of my addiction. Uh, you know, I used to always do that. They say, oh, they're a runner. They're known for running. That was me. You know, 18, I took off. Nobody even knew where I was, my family, nothing. I said, oh, it was because I wanted to travel the United States with music bands. But, like, that is, looking back now, I'm like, oh my God, I can't even imagine, like, if one of my kids did that, I would be devastated. And, now that I actually have, like, healthy relationships with people, oh my goodness, I would never want to do that to them. So I think about how selfish that was and just like, what was I thinking? And, I think I was operating out of fear. And so the thing I've been practicing a lot now is patience. I think before I make a decision, I listen to that little voice. Call it intuition, call it what you want. I just don't act right away, you know? And if something doesn't feel right, I trust it because every time I didn't, clink clink, ended up in handcuffs. Or something terrible happened. Either way, it was not a good scene. So I'm trying really hard to not make any decisions when I'm in a state of fear. And people say fear and they think, oh my God, there's a monster in the closet. It's not just that, like we can have fear of money, like, oh my God, I don't have enough money to pay the bills. I have to go do something drastic. I have to go get this job that isn't healthy for my sobriety. That's something I do a lot. F it. I'm not gonna put my recovery first. I'm gonna put money first. Go get a job in an environment that's not healthy for me. Like, I'll just keep it on the eye. I'm a career waitress, right? I can make a lot of money waitressing. A lot. I supported my whole family doing it. But, you know, and so, listen, for me, it's not a healthy environment. And it might not be correlated directly, but I don't care. The way I feel about it right now in my recovery, if I go waitress, I'm scared because every time I do, not right away, not the next day, not the next month, I always relapse because I start getting that money, that cash, now I'm like, Serenity, this higher power. Bam, 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 bam. There's my higher power. Benjamins. You know what I mean? And then my ego flares up, and you know, I stop going to meetings. I'm around people who smoke weed and drink every night after their shifts, and it's normal for them, you know. And maybe they can do it and function. They're not addicts, you know. I do it. And now I'm thinking, how can I smoke weed before my shift? How can I smoke weed during my shift? How can I get weed from the cook? How can I? It's like, you know, and within like 2 weeks, I'm a mess. So I had to have acceptance with that. And believe me, it's hard. Like, so I just keep saying, like, and it's funny because I'm not going into like, oh, I'm super religious now. But, you know, like, I pray to my higher power and I say, like, listen, just, I'm going to trust that there is another option. Because my disease wants me to say, you're a loser, Amanda. You're 35, you dropped out of college, you're never going to be nothing. This is all you're going to know how to do. You can't even do math good, you know? Your 12-year-old kid has to teach you the little rhymes. Wait, what is it? 6 times 8 is 64. Shut the door and say no more or something. I don't even know. I would have to do it on my calculator to find out if that was actually the answer to that in this moment, because I would have to think about it. Um, you know, and but I'm not going to do that to myself because I do have skill sets and I am a smart person and I know I have skills that will pay the bills, you know? It's just, I was thinking about it today, okay? Like, let me put it like this. Hi. Oh, thank you. I'm doing a video. That's one of my roommates. I know a scientist. I know somebody that I think something they really want in life is the company of beautiful women. And they struggle with that. Yet their mind, they could solve like complex mathematical scientific equations. And then I know somebody else that like they have like 7 illegitimate kids and they've probably slept with like thousands of women and you know they're like a Casanova type and they're like very simple when it comes to you know they any fact they tell you is probably not reliable because they're just not there's everybody has their own skill set and that's why it takes all kinds of people to make the world. Do you know what I mean? So like you gotta just find and be honest with yourself about what you're good at because you are good at stuff. We all are. And don't say, oh, well, I'm good at fucking up because that's bullshit, man. Anybody can be good at fucking up. Everybody's good at stuff. So, another thing I learned this week is language. The language you use is very critical. And, you know, I've learned this lesson before, but I never, like, now that I'm learning it, like, in a textbook type scenario, I see, like, oh my gosh, this is what so many people were telling me before, you know, in like a kind of way. And like my sponsor used to tell me, stop saying you're a bad mother because when you say it, it makes it true, you know? So like, and I always say this, I'm such a dingbat. I'm a dingbat, 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 dingbat. I'm going to stop saying that. I'm going to try really hard not to say it, okay? No, I'm going to stop saying that. Let me say that, right? Because I'm not. I might have like moments where some dumb shit comes out of my mouth. But I don't think I'm a dingbat, you know? I was talking to a lady the other day and I said, oh my God, stuff is just so hard for me. And she said, I'm shocked because to me, you're like such a smart person. And in my head, I'm like, is this lady on drugs? You know, because half the people I talk to are in recovery. So the odds of them being on drugs, it could be true. But, you know, like, you never know. Like our perceptions of ourselves are so skewed and other people so like Just give yourself a break, man. Like, embrace who you are. Because you don't want to let that fear run your life. And the language you use for yourself is very important. So that was my lesson for the week. And, it's really made me feel a lot better about myself. And I hope maybe it'll help somebody else out there. So I'm going to try to definitely post another video before Turkey Day. But if I don't, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. And I hope everyone has a beautiful holiday. Okay? Bye, guys.